everybody. So I'm making this message just to talk, and I officially own one of these. Okay, it's this. It's got a little cap. I've always wanted one of these, and I finally have one. Don't ask me why it's taken so long. I don't know why. It's adorable. I love drinking out of miniature things, like little miniature cups, tiny little spoons. I don't know. I love miniature things. Okay, so I hope you're all doing well. This is kind of like my coffee chat video, because there's things that I want to talk about, and I don't always know how to, I guess you could say, get those feelings and thoughts off my chest. When you're socializing with a person, it's one thing, but when you're socializing deeply with a cell phone, it's kind of, I have to forget that there's a cell phone here and that it's actually a real exchange. I was thinking about time, thinking about so many things, you guys. It's so many things that I don't know how to find my voice to talk about it. Where do I want to begin? Doing a journey to the Biolabs in the Ukraine. When you go into the energy of something and you feel the soul's agony, not just one soul, unfathomable numbers of souls, agony, crying for help and nobody hears you. What do we do about this? What's the solution to this? This is illegal. This is cruelty. This is not the direction of our evolution, right? I've come across this before in my life, where I'm presented with atrocities taking place on this planet, and my heart is saying, not yet, not yet. I have no calling within my being to participate in finding that solution or finding that answer at this time. And so I have to go with that. I have to always go with what is guiding me in my heart. Otherwise, I'm just, it's almost like you have to ask yourself too, what is your heart asking of you? And it's okay to make a statement that I've asked my heart, and my heart is saying not yet. My heart is saying I'm gathering information. My heart is saying I need to focus on my personal life right now. I need to get myself aligned. I need something. I need to work through something. And this year, 2022, my heart is saying it's time now. And it's time now at a time when I'm noticing other people are saying it's time now. And I'm also noticing, very interestingly enough, that there's an impatience in this, what you would define as an agenda, okay? An agenda to create a certain, I think it's fascinating, to be honest. I'm really interested in psychology and what creates an obedient human, even in me. What creates obedience in the masses. But what creates true freedom, and what is the meaning of true freedom, and what is it to live by instinct? The true human is not a virus. The true human is an extraordinary, loving, benevolent being. And to be given that, the freedom, because, my God, we are so powerful. And so these loving, benevolent beings that we are burdened to do the right thing. to do the right thing is to respect each other, respect the rules, respect the system, respect the society, which is basically the invisible handcuffs, right? That we wear. And so we find comfort in this. We find comfort in the routine, which has been given to us since we were born. And so when we find comfort in the routine, we don't want to go outside of that routine. We want it to just work. We want it to just fulfill our lives and to find some means of joy in the midst of each and every year. A 1-week vacation, maybe 2 weeks. A day off every now and then. Which does it really rehabilitate us? And then we start work again on Monday, and I know the feeling. I flipping know it. I did it for 8 years. I never thought I would be this person, right? And that tells me that I don't even know who I'm going to be tomorrow. Like, I could be somebody I don't even know who I am 5 years from now. I mean, time is an extraordinary thing. It gives us so much opportunity to find ourselves again and again and again and again, you know? So I was thinking about, and this is an eye rule for me because I've noticed it for so many years. I really noticed it when I was in high school, how the radio always plays the same stupid songs. Like, you could have an artist that has a plethora of really awesome music and they only pick 1 or 2 songs and they play it again and again and again as if these are the only songs that this artist has ever sung, you know? And the ones that are really good, that really move your spirit, that actually even have a good message to it, are often the ones that aren't played. And you get to wondering why that is. And you get to rolling your eyes. It's so annoying. They played that song again. Why can't they ever play this song? They never play this song. How long has this radio been bought out? So the radio is told you'll play these songs from these artists at this many times per hour, 24 hours, this is your schedule, and we're going to have happy-go-lucky people. We're going to, you know, and it's almost like perfectly fabricated. And what kind of music is pushed? What kind of lyrics? What kind of algorithm? It's like it's collectively showing us the human being, the male and the female. It's all sexualized. It's degrading, but it's fun. It's cool. It's top notch. It's the way to be. It's how everybody should be living their life. I want to live fast, die young. That is a really low-key representation of the potential of humanity. And it seems there are some humans who aren't, it's almost like they aren't capable. I don't know if it's genetically that way or if it's a soul thing or if it's just upbringing and how they watch their parents behave. It could be all of these things, but it's, some people just can't receive that awareness. They just simply can't. They just live in the rhythm of it, and they don't really find some sort of answer inside themselves. And they get caught up in the superficial, basically brainwashed environment. They lose themselves to it because you can't be in your heart if you want to be in this fabricated I mean, it's just a massive psychological study. It's how long has this been going on for? When was this adopted? And now it wasn't indicated. I remember, this is another thing I remember. The first time when I saw a commercial for medicine, I think it was Flonase. Because it was this like commercial about like the summer or somebody in a butterfly, like it was really happy, and ask your doctor about Flonase. I swear it was Flonase. It might have been something else, but it wouldn't tell me what it was. It's like, what is it? I'm supposed to ask my doctor? What is this? You know? And now there's commercials about pharmaceuticals all the time. And they'll even tell you that this pharmaceutical will basically encourage you to kill yourself. and ask your doctor if it's right for you. I'm like, so if I ask my doctor if this is right for me, my doctor's well aware that this drug can do this harm on my and even encourage me to kill myself. Like, what the heck kind of medicine is this? Is this medicinal at all? Like, is this actually going to help me? But people need this medicine. People need this questionable medicine, you know? Where do you find, it's like even Google's now it gives you the convenient answer, the answer that Google wants you to have access to. And who controls that idea? Who's responsible for that idea? They would say, well, the majority is attracted to that answer. It's convenient to say things that sound good, that sound appropriate, because you can say that. Oh, it's just the majority. Majority's choosing that. But what if it isn't the majority? There's an interesting idea that came to me because I felt it. Whether I felt it in YouTube even, about monetizing videos, because they had to really crack down on what was the content of your video and was it appropriate to monetize it. And if I'm going to make messages that are even loving and about present day media level events, I have a feeling that it would be devalued or not monetizable because the content isn't aligning with the current rhetoric. Is it possible that by helping the world, I am harming the goal? So by helping human beings, I am harming the goal, which is to continue this process of imprisoning human beings. I feel that this process, this agenda is getting rushed and they're making mistakes and it's not as seamless as it was. It was obvious over the years. It's been very obvious, but it hasn't really been time. And something about 2022 is saying to me that it is time, is saying it to other people. I feel that it is saying it to more of us than have ever felt it before. And that means that we are in alignment with something, a grand divine plan. We have to believe in the power of each other and the power of ourselves. It's really not that hard to undermine this whole situation. The hard part is getting people who have been brainwashed by it to realize what's going on. And people that need to be taken care of by the system to stop needing that, because the system is going to slowly suffocate you and it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I don't understand why we can give so much power and opportunity to the few. I feel it comes back to, I feel it's proof that the human race is generous, kind-hearted, patient, forgiving. And that's not solving any problems. That's actually encouraging the problem. Being forgiving and patient and accepting of things is not actually saying, well, this isn't good for me or you or our grandchildren. This isn't good for time. This isn't good for where we are going. So there was this interesting idea. I think I was trying to say it. Might not have said it yet, but the interesting idea was, I was trying to talk to you about YouTube and monetizing, because I feel like I am aligning with what is appropriate to say or inappropriate to say, and things that could be extremely loving could be extremely inappropriate, right? And why would that be? So this concept of, if you were to go to Ottawa to be with those freedom convoy, I will never forget that. because it was the loudest, most blatant expression of love, and how the media has been handling it, how the government handled it. It's undeniable. It's the most undeniable and obvious thing. But what freedoms am I going to lose if I were to join that bandwagon, right? What freedoms am I going to be giving up? Anybody would be asking this question, you know? Anybody would ask this question. If I go join Ottawa, even if I feel this is the right thing to do, I could lose my job, I could lose my kids, I could lose my bank account, I could lose all my money. So where's choice? What does choice mean when your livelihood is threatened? That isn't called a choice. You don't make that choice, or else. That's freaking blackmail. That's terrible. That's horrifying. You either do this or you're dead. You either do this or you lose literally everything. How is that a choice? You know what I mean? I have a dog here that needs to be pet. There. Anyway. I just needed to talk. I've been thinking about that Biolabs in Ukraine and the importance of human life, the importance of love, the importance of something new, something different. It's proving that there is a great reset going on. Who's deciding what the outline of that, how that's going to be? Who's deciding the way it's going to be? Are we in agreement with that person? Are we in agreement with that system? Because we're being basically integrated into it as we speak. Integrated into a system where we have fewer rights than we've ever had before. Where we're going to be struggling. Even people who have never really struggled before. People you call them first world countries, right? We've had access to all our basic needs met. Even if there's been struggles along the way, we have clean drinking water and food to eat. We can get a roof over our head. Most of us, right? It's going to get harder. Gas prices going up, interest rates on the rise. After 2 years of people being forced into their homes, the desecration of small business. So much information is wanting to come out, but we need a collective, we need to hear the sound of it. It needs to be on the radio multiple times a day. This is the only way to undo the brainwashing. It has to be played multiple times. It's like the radio. We have to integrate into our own radio. We need to create our own radio system. And we need to create it aligned with real news and diversity of music that exists all over the planet, so we can celebrate other countries and other people. I don't feel like this is as racist of a world as it wants to portray. I feel like so many of us are so loving and so patient and so kind and harmed by life and this world, wanting an answer, wanting freedom and joy, wanting to celebrate life, and loving people of all different cultures and religions and races, loving diversity, loving all the different types of foods that you can find in different parts of the world, and the ways of thinking of other people, and the joy of communication, right? I don't think that we're a world of people who don't like people who are different. I feel like that's an advertisement that we could be brainwashed into adopting, that I don't see that as the truth. And the more that the truth is out on the radio or on TV, on some new television channel or radio station where this radio station is accessible to everybody in every city, in every country, there is a radio station like this that speaks your language, just like in high school. But it's a different type of sound. It's like I'm not being put inside a box of just a couple of songs and a couple of artists. I'm being given the universe of human beings and their creative abilities and their talents and their voices and their styles and their gifts and what's really going on around here. And it's starting to move people of all different kinds. And people who have been tired and put into a closet that they didn't realize they were putting themselves into because they were vulnerable to the subliminal messaging and the brainwashing. I could tell there was something about the way that the TV and the, it's like we're shown exactly what's going on in the world through Hollywood movies. It's very obvious. We're being shown exactly what's going on in the world. And the reason why they're showing us exactly what's going on in the world is that so these atrocities are fiction, right? That only happens in movies. So we have actually, it's not just desensitizing us to violence. What it's doing is telling us that violence is fiction. It's not real. And it's helping us to cope then. And it's actually putting things into the subconscious level so we aren't collectively picking up on this is really going on in the world today. Real human beings are enduring real torture and real terror and real torment. Because if we were to hear that on the mainstream news, people are going to start screaming. We have to be desensitized to these atrocities, reminded this is all fiction over and over and over again, so that this can actually happen in real life and nobody would believe it. Nobody would even be moved to care. And these younger generations that are given the cell phone and the tablet and the computer, I have kids, I know, I see this. I have been contemplating this in deep reflection about this because it's part of some kind of new evolution, but it is part of some kind of new subliminal messaging and brainwashing to desensitize the younger generations. I also find, though, that all this desensitizing is actually, oddly, you could say creating more of a docile race of human beings, but a less violent race. I don't feel like any of us want to hurt anybody else. None of us want to actually violently hurt anybody. I guarantee there are parts of our human race that do. I think generally though, like I don't want to take a gun and shoot someone in the face. I don't want to do that. That is the last thing I would ever want to do. I think a lot of people would agree. Because this docile human race wants peace. It's actually helping us to evolve into wanting, hungering, starving for peace. We are more of an emotionally vulnerable society than we've ever been before. What is that saying? What does that mean, you know? I don't feel that even if you look at the older generations that are still alive, like I really reflect on this. I don't have any memory of ever seeing tears or vulnerable emotional conversations taking place with older generations. Parents and grandparents don't express emotions. They are hard workers. You have to keep focusing on getting the task at hand done and not getting absorbed into your emotional reality, because emotional reality will disconnect you from getting the job done. And we're becoming more and more emotional, and we need actual help to cope with our emotions, and then we are withdrawing from the task at hand. And what are we becoming? How are we functioning in society? And is this society actually building anything anymore? It's like you talk to an insurance agent and they will definitely tell you you need to get insurance to cover yourself in this today's world. And you say, yes, I agree. Wait, what? I need to buy this contract on my life so that I am financially prepared in a world that is so bogusly... I mean, how many more law books? How many more rules? How many more loopholes? How many more rules in order to safeguard us from those loopholes, only for there to be more loopholes? How many more laws need to be put into place? I wish I had the language to define how absurd it all is becoming. And we have to keep up with this monkey circus sideshow ridiculous reality. Whatever happened to a community where we work together? I mean, it's old school stuff, where we work together to farm our community land, where we work together for the best interest of every man, woman, and child in that community, because we needed all hands on deck and we needed everybody to be the healthiest and the strongest that they could be, where the community was the backbone of our joy in everyday life. And you know that feeling of a job well done, where you look and you say, I did that, and I did that right. How often do we put ourselves in motion to be accomplishing a task? Like, if you newly paint a room and redecorate it and it's like you really nailed it, it's a darn good feeling. You landscape your own yard and you get to see your hard work and your job well done every single day. You did all that shoveling, you did it, right? You feel really proud of yourself. You put in your backbone, you put in your creative juices, you put in the time and the effort, and you gave something back that was beautiful to yourself. Now imagine, as a community, we're doing that for each other. We aren't owned by our jobs or by our society in order to work these tasks, to push more paper and to answer more emails, like in these little cubicles, and we got to work for these specific hours. Like, it's all part of a subliminal message. It's all part of a psychological study that is breaking us down. It's exhausting us. It's taking away our passion. That's just the practical side. What does the energy side of this look like? I should make a video just to talk about this, to be honest. This is my practical conversation with Mr. Coffee and my cell phone and myself in my little miniature cup. This is brainwashing too. I think, though, if you don't give too much energy to what feels like the corruption that is corrupting you and your decisions, as in, how am I free to just be human and accept this world and be curious and intrigued by the life I chose and the body I chose and the voice I chose and what intrigues me most, and to fall in love with those curiosities and just to shrug my shoulders and say, F it, like, I'm gonna give this world a try and I'm gonna explore whatever inspires me next. It's okay to watch movies and to listen to music and to hear the radio and to know you're safe to still be who you are. But you also have to listen to your heart and say, what is my heart asking of me today, right? I was re-listening that Biolabs video and I didn't know it was really hard to do that. And I was re-listening to it this morning to really reflect on it. And I needed to just talk, you know. I hope you guys enjoyed just this chat. I'm going to make another message to talk about the energy side of this, because I need to talk about that next. Hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you guys are doing well, and thank you for being a part of this world and this life. Every single person is important. Every single soul is important. You're a part of the solution. You're a piece in the puzzle. You are extremely important and extremely valuable. We can't lose anybody to suicide. We can't lose anybody to... We can't lose anybody. We need everybody. Everybody is born for a very special reason. And we need everybody. And I think for you to find out what you came here to do or to be, and to enjoy what drives you the most, and to study it, and to play with it, you know, like enjoy your tarot cards, enjoy playing chess, enjoy studying tarot and chess, you know, enjoy studying gardening and actually getting your hands dirty, trying something that seems so weird, like light language, breaking down your ego. It's like study your relationship with what you love and how it makes you feel, and what you avoid doing and why do you avoid it. Study your psychology, study your emotions, watch yourself, have fun with your emotions, challenge yourself to do something you would never do because you wouldn't embarrass yourself like that. Now embarrass yourself. Go do it. Because that is how you have fun with this human body and this human personality. It's how you challenge yourself and discover what you're really made out of. Okay, I love you guys, and bye for now.